This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mins.
The elevator doors opened and she stepped out onto an empty floor, devoid of furniture. Light fittings and fixtures hung from the ceiling. A sound of digital distortion arose from a speaker off in the distance, the only semblance of life or activity in the 50-story tower. She walked over to the edge of the floor, toward the uncleaned windows that lined the outer offices, and looked out onto the abandoned city below. The crackle grew louder, coinciding with her proximity. As she arrived, it cut dead, leaving a hollow silence. It was a strange device, shaped like a can of Coke. Plugged into nothing, it powered off an internal battery, she thought. She lifted it up to inspect, searching for adjustment buttons. There were none. Then it began to crackle with distortion in her hand. She dropped it in fright. The elevator doors dinged behind her and she ducked. They opened, but she could not hear anyone exit. She peeked her head up from a lying position just in time to see the doors close. The static from the speaker stopped once more. A soft voice transmitted. "Hello?" it said. "You have arrived." Cynthia looked over at the can-shaped device and crawled toward it. "You can speak? I can hear you." "Where are you?" she asked. "Far from there." "What do you want?" "I want to give you a chance." She stood up and looked around the abandoned floor once more, making sure she was alone. "It's just you, I promise." The elevator doors opened a moment ago. Who was that? That was no one, just a gift. Walk over and summon the doors. Cynthia did as instructed, pressing the down button adjacent to the lift doors. The bell rang straight away. The elevator was already in position. The doors swung open, and a lone package sat on the floor. "Go ahead, take it," the speaker instructed from across the floor. She leaned over to pick it up, stepping out of the elevator as the doors swung closed, trapping her on the 51st floor once more. The package was lighter than expected. Cynthia turned it over in her hands, examining the plain, unmarked exterior. No labels, no seams, duct tape all around. "Open it," the speaker urged, the crackling distortion returning. "Why?" she asked. "'Cause you don't have much time." A low hum vibrated through the floor beneath her. The lights flickered overhead, the hanging fixtures swaying slightly. The entire building exhaled. It rumbled and shook slightly but noticeably. Somewhere below, a sound. A distant thud. The voice spoke again. "You're not alone anymore." She dug her nails in and pried the cardboard apart. A pistol-shaped weapon dropped to the floor in her carelessness. She retrieved it and watched as it melted into the skin of her hand, resting on the bones as it expanded. Pain erupted throughout her body. She fell to her knees and held her left arm by the elbow. The weapon overtook her entire limb. "Just let it happen," the voice said. Cynthia yelled out in pain. "What is this?" The sensation burned, morphing skin from bone, from artery to vein, from muscle to tendon. As the metallic elements completely replaced the bones of her hand, the arm began to spew out the excess muscle and tissue her newly enhanced skin rejected. She watched as pink flesh dropped to the floor from an incision underneath her arm. She held the limb up and watched as the skin sealed itself shut once the transformation was complete. She inspected her arm. It was shapely and in proportion. The difference lay in the texture and colour, metallic, dark and silver, like a prosthesis. Yet she still had full movement and sensation. She stroked the wall and could feel the texture of the paint and grime as if her fingertips were still human. "What have you done to me?" she asked. "Given you a chance," the voice said sternly. A roar erupted beneath. The sound of a heavy thud, followed by the crashing of a door. It was coming from the fire escape. Something was in the stairwell. "I've turned off the elevators to stop them from getting up here," the voice explained. Cynthia ran to the back windows to look out onto the city below. She angled her head to see the army of tentacled soldiers marching in formation from multiple avenues. They proceeded with military precision toward the tower's lobby. "How do they know I'm here?" she asked. "You're the last warm body in the city. Their scanners picked you up hours ago," the voice explained. She ran over to the speaker. "Who are you? The Resistance? Why did you put your lights on? Why did you bring me here?" "I'm not the Resistance," the speaker said. A loud thud pounded the fire escape on the 51st floor. The alien soldier was alone. One more pound and it would be inside. She knew the strength of the species was profound. It would only be a matter of time before it entered and tore her limb from limb. Nothing could stop them. Bullets, knives, fists, nothing. "I am the building guidance software. I put my lights on every night because I was trying to summon someone to come here and protect what I have in the vault." A pound erupted. The wall rattled. "It's going to be in here any minute now. What have you done to my arm? What is this?" she yelled. "Turn on the elevators. I need to get out of here." She was beginning to panic. Her heart pounded in her chest, her breath shallow and frantic. "Don't give up just yet," the voice yelled back. "Give yourself a chance." The door burst open and the tentacled beast charged in, drawn to the warmth of her blood. Cynthia crouched instinctively, her modified arm forming a fist against her will. She did not see the moment her fingers unsheathed a blade of bright, solid flame, sharper than a razor, hotter than fire. The creature disintegrated before it even had a chance to reach her. She remained crouched, her eyes squeezed shut, waiting for the inevitable attack. But none came. She glanced up. The beast was gone. No trace of its existence remained. "What happened?" she asked. "You stopped it," the voice explained. "How?" She looked down at her arm. She knew the answer. "I summoned you because, in the belly of the 33rd floor, there is a vault. The building's previous occupants stored high-powered alien technology there. They harnessed these devices just before the invasion and fashioned them according to human DNA requirements," the voice explained. Cynthia examined her arm, both horrified and fascinated by the pulsing technology coursing through her veins. "How did they get these weapons before the invasion?" she asked. "These beings have been visiting Earth for years," the speaker explained. "They studied your race. They prepared their army long before they attacked. They are sophisticated. They do nothing without careful, strategic planning." A deafening shriek echoed through the stairwell. The sound of countless insectoid reptilian creatures ascending. The tower trembled beneath their weight. "I don't know if this will be enough," the voice warned. "But if you reach the vault before they do, I have other offerings that might help. But you must promise me." "Promise you what?" she asked. "Promise me you will take the technology and use it to save your people." Cynthia turned toward the stairwell. The black wave of creatures surged closer. There was no time to think. "Go, now," the voice commanded. "If you run, your prosthesis should be able to tear through them. I will guide you to the vault." Cynthia clenched her modified hand into a fist, her fingers ready to unleash the fire once more. "Wait," the speaker said. "Take me with you." She grabbed the can-shaped device and held it in her left hand. "Run!" the voice shouted. The blackness of the tarred lizard that led the pack turned the corner. Her fingers erupted and tore through them, leaving a trail of ash. Encouraged, Cynthia ran toward the stairs and watched as the solid flame grew brighter with every alien it encountered. She was unharmed, untouched, and not inconvenienced in the slightest as she made the descent to the 33rd floor. Not even the sticky remains of their torched carcasses left a stain on the bottom of her shoes. She laughed loudly as each monster erupted and obliterated before it got the chance to shriek in pain. Revenge was fun, she thought.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.